There are seasons in life that don't make for good stories. They don't come with neat arcs or epiphanies, they just weigh on you. You wake up feeling heavy, uncertain. Your mind wanders into doubtful, painful, murky places. And you try the usual things: good sleep, exercise, a podcast that says how to find a breakthrough. But none of it quite clears the fog. It's not always a crisis, it's just a hard time. And maybe what makes it more frustrating is that you're trying, you're showing up, you're keeping your life stitched together the best you can. You're doing the journaling, meditating, eating healthy. You're even humbling yourself by unloading your feelings into ChatGPT. And yet, you still feel stalled, like a plane stuck circling the runway, or a song that never quite finds the beat. It's not laziness, it's not weakness, it's just what happens when the world's not cooperating with your hopes. But your inner world, it still needs care. This is part of it. The first thing to know, and I say this as someone who forgets it regularly, is that hard times aren't interruptions of the path. They are the path. We are not machines moving through checklists. We are living beings, emotional, spiritual, biological, and beings don't grow in a straight line. Abraham Lincoln, before becoming the heroic leader we know him for, once said, "I'm the most miserable man living." Beethoven, he wrote some of his most transcendent music after losing his hearing. Maya Angelou once described years of silence after childhood trauma, years where her voice lived only on the inside. But later, she became one of the clearest voices in American literature. Even Charles Darwin, after publishing The Origin of Species, retreated into years of illness and quiet reflection, unsure of how the world would receive his work. Hard times have never disqualified people from greatness. If anything, they've deepened it. What psychology teaches us? Modern psychology tells us something our ancestors have long intuited. Pain is not pathology. It's part of the system, part of how we grow, realign, and become. Studies on post-traumatic growth, yeah, that's a real thing, show that many people emerge from hard seasons with more depth, perspective, and resilience. But not because they forced it, not because they fixed themselves, but because over time they gave space to something deeper to unfold. The psychologist Kristin Neff talks about the power of self-compassion, not as an indulgence, but as a critical shift in how we relate to ourselves. When we stop judging our inner struggle, when we let go of the internal war that says, "I should be past this by now," we create the very conditions under which healing can begin. There is no right timeline. We often imagine there's a timeline for healing, a schedule for when we should finally be there, or even just back to normal. But who made that calendar? Growth doesn't work like that. It's not a productivity hack. It's more like a tide. It comes in, it goes out. And sometimes it leaves you staring at a horizon that stubbornly, persistently makes no promises. Have you ever tried to fix a printer? You reboot it, unplug it, shake it like you're an Italian mob boss and it owes you money. Eventually, you just give up. But an hour later, it just starts working, almost like it's mocking you. Sometimes life is the printer. Sometimes you are the printer. You don't need more effort. You just need a little less pressure and a little bit more kind space. Rewriting the inner script. One of the hardest things about hard times is that they distort the inner script. You start believing quiet lies like, I'm falling behind, or other people are doing life better than me, or this will just never end. But here's a truer story. You're in a process that can't be rushed. Carl Jung, the renowned psychologist, is thought to have once said, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. And becoming takes time. It takes stillness. It takes making peace and even friends with not knowing. What helps, even when nothing seems to? Getting outside, even if just to sit. Taking some slow breaths before instinctively opening your phone for distraction. Letting yourself cry, if you can, without needing a reason. Talking to someone, especially when you don't feel like it. Eating something warm. And one of my favorites, remembering a moment in your life that gave you hope and holding it close. These aren't magic. They don't fix the hard time, but they create space within it. And space is where clarity and healing eventually returns. There's a quote by the poet David Whyte that I think about often. Sometimes everything has to be inscribed across the heavens so you can find the one line already written inside you. Some seasons don't offer clarity. They just offer weight. And the work is simply to stand beneath it, to bear it with gentleness, with grace, until the next shape of your life begins to form. Eventually, the tension will loosen, and the fog will lift, the story will shift, and you'll move forward. Maybe not in the way you planned, but in the way you needed. If you're in a hard place right now, you're not alone. You're not falling behind, you're not broken, you're becoming. Hang in there and take care of yourself, because better days are yet to come.